progressive young coaches in European football, yeah?
Yeah, sacked on my holidays.
Because of the watch, right? That was the problem, wasn't it?
It was the watch and the fact he was American was why he was sacked, according to most American media. I got into a bit of a battle with the guy who wrote an article for NBC Sports, and his argument was basically that his argument was such bollocks. Like, it was.
You've been in Ireland by the chance.
It was such bullshit. His argument. It was basically. He's like, oh yeah, just make up facts because just to write articles. And then I said, well, yeah, his argument was first of all that the sacking was dubious, or that it was unneeded. It's just, no.
You could say the same about the appointment, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he should never have been appointed in the first place. So the fact that they sacked him was right, just 10 games too late. They should just never have appointed him. But yeah, so Bradley's gone, which is nice. And we finally bring in a guy who I think, and Paul Clement, who, if nothing else, if he can't rescue them this year, he at least seems like a long-term guy.
Yeah.
And it's good that the Swansea, with this hiring, seem to have gone back to their roots, I guess, in a way.
The roots of the last 10 years or whatever.
Anyway. Right, hiring a young manager with some ambition, with a good, even though he's only managed Derby, was sacked there not for football reasons, but with a good pedigree as far as who he's worked under as a number 2 in Carlo Ancelotti.
Yep.
Worked for big clubs, worked with really good players.
He's basically run training for.
Yeah, he's run training.
Most of the world's best players.
He and Carlo Ancelotti together, along with obviously Zinedine Zidane, especially Real Madrid, developing training regimens, what they want each players to focus on before each match, coming up with game plans, devising tactics for each game, with one of the best managers in the world. So you would think, and when he was at Derby, they played some good stuff. So you would imagine that he's going to come in with some ambition, with a good idea of what he thinks should be the proper way to play, attractive attacking football, but also organized football, which is something that Swansea's been lacking in the last 18 months. And maybe not the 18 months, but
pretty much.
Certainly the last 10 games. I mean, at least Guidolin had them organized, but. But yeah, no, I think it's a good hire. And today against Crystal Palace, he was towards the end of the first half down on the touchline. Then went into the dressing room with them, talked to them at halftime, went back up to the stand, and then came down around the 62nd minute back to the touchline for the rest of the game. Made 2 important subs. One being, the subs that he made were the impact subs that he made combined for the winning goal in Fair and Rangel. We made the joke in the car on the way here that he saw, got one look at Neil Taylor and said, "All right, off you go, son."
Hooked.
Yeah. Neil Taylor's so bad.
Absolute gash.
So bad. And today, he was the only player on the pitch, maybe besides Fernandez, I guess.
Yeah.
That I would have said, just watching them play, has no right to be on the pitch. Absolutely, he has done nothing to put himself out there.
Apart from longevity.
And
that's his skill.
And rightly so. He came off, Rangel on, nodding over to left back, and Fair came on for Fulton, who got a little bit of a knock, and they combined for the winning goal.
Pretty solid. It was a nice couple of goals they scored.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game because I was still at work.
Right.
I did enjoy.
I had a day off still, but
still loving it.
The first goal from Mawson, as we saw, I don't think Sigurdsson has maybe had 3 or 4 bad deliveries this whole season. He just sticks it right where it needs to be every single time. He doesn't do that big looping curler into the box. It's always a flat line with a nice little bend to it, so that all the player has to do is just get a touch on it, and the ball has all the pace, so you just need to direct it to where it needs to go.
It's always in that bit where the keeper can't get on it. Like every time. It doesn't even matter what side he's on, if it's in-swing or out-swing, or if it's going out the way, it sort of starts kind of near-ish to the keeper and just curls out of his reach.
And always with pace.
Yeah.
Always put some pace on it. And it was a beautiful header by Mawson.
I love it.
Right at the top of the noggin.
Just redirect it.
A ginge as well.
Absolutely.
A fellow ginge to you, Dave.
To the ginge.
To the gingies.
Hey, Happy New Year, by the way, again for the second time. Maybe third.
Mm-hmm. It tasted like spit a little bit. Because I spit it out.
It was pretty much spit.
Half spit. No.
Pricey spit.
That's nice. I might want another one of those.
You're welcome. Oh, right now?
Yeah.
I can do it because I can just reach under the bar.
Hi, Cholula. Hello.
There you go.
Hey, you furball.
Have at it. I had to break the news to my dad on Hogmanay that he will not be. He really wanted to try this Glengarry because it's not that common a whiskey. But I had to tell him that he will not be tasting it because there's no way that's going to hold out.
A little bit more?
I'll have a sniff there. Don't go mental.
Alright, I won't go mental. But yeah, so when's the next time he's going to be here?
Probably April, May.
I don't think that's going to last.
If it lasts tonight, I'll be lucky. No, obviously not, because I'm working tomorrow. So
Yeah.
Bullshit being.
There's plenty of PBRs in that fridge to be drank.
I know. Well, it's always the thing, like when it's New Year, you kind of go, well, I have to be prepared just in case.
Yep.
So, obviously bought a 30-pack of, 18-pack of PBR and I bought a case of Pacifico. And then...
Pacifico is good for a post-taco dinner.
It is. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any. I had a couple of gin toms.
Oh, absolutely.
Corey brought the Tullamore Dew, had some champagne.
Tullamore Dew, a very underrated Irish whiskey.
He did it with ginger ale.
Not a bad idea.
It was alright, but it needed something extra.
Whiskey gingers.
I think it would
You know
have
what?
been
Lime.
Yeah, that's what I said. Lime, or maybe even like you do a ginger beer to get a bit more of the...
We had those rolling at the New Year's bash
oh yeah?
this year. Yeah.
Tully D, they call it.
Yep.
I've heard.
We had a guy...
Made that up.
Doyle is his name.
Of course.
Yep.
not O'Doyle. Who? Irish banter.
Fantastic fella.
Thanks.
One of my favorites. Not you.
Oh.
Well, you. Obviously.
Thanks, man.
One of my fantastic...
I needed to pick me up.
You're one of my fantastic fellas. Doyle, excellent guy. I sent you that menu, the drink menu.
Yeah, what the fuck
He developed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the cat menu.
Yeah, it's Bill, right? Is the cat, I think? It's his cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't work out if it was a real place or what.
No, it was just at the house.
Just Rachel. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you went to like one of those weird places in Japan or something.
No.
You have a cup of coffee and a cat.
Doyle came up with that drink menu, and he had some nice little quips to describe each drink.
So I saw that. I was like,
it was an extensive menu too. There was a good, 20 drinks on there.
So that was just what was in his drinks cabinet, pretty much.
I don't know, but he brought a lot of the stuff, and he did a whiskey sour done properly.
Oh yes.
He brought over the Jim Beam Devil's Cut bourbon, which is nice.
Oofed.
And did the egg white and everything, like a proper whiskey sour.
It's heroic work.
And let me tell you,
yeah,
it puts Boone and Crockett's whiskey sour to shame. Like, sorry, Boone and Crockett, you're one of the best drinks places in Milwaukee.
They're not listening.
I know, but
if they were,
Doyle's listening.
Yeah.
And Doyle, let me tell you, I told him this on New Year's. Better than that. And Boone and Crockett makes some nice drinks.
They do. Maybe young Doyle should pop over and do a bit of moonlighting at Boone and Crockett. Have a vacation. And make a bit of cash in this thing.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
He's got a place to stay, that's for sure. But anyway, so yeah, whiskey sours.
So Swansea though?
Oh yeah, Swansea.
Just a quick 10-minute aside.
Zaha, a lovely scissor kick.
That was a nice goal.
For the equalizer.
So when did you buy him? He's really good.
The whole big thing too that the commentators kept saying is, "Oh, Crystal Palace are really going to miss him as he goes away for the African Cup of Nations."
Hello, Andros Townsend.
He was awful today.
Of course he was. What do you expect?
It was funny. The commentators were all about Andrew Townsend not really up to his best today, and not really only 1 goal and 1 assist. Of course, he's shit.
I know.
Just because he's English doesn't mean he's good.
Twice a season he cuts in and shoots one into the net from like 25 yards. But what you don't know, he does that 4 times a game and usually misses. So he's the Neil Taylor of right wingers.
He can burn people because he's got great pace, but he can't do anything else.
Because he only plays on the right and he has to cut.
You know who he is? He's Modu Barrow. Same player. The exact same player.
That might be better than Mo Barrow.
Not much.
Yeah. Which is tough. Mo Barrow ain't a Premier League player.
No.
Who do you reckon? What if you were looking to? If you were Paul Clemente, Spanish.
Might as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
He's cultured. He's been abroad.
What's Spanish for Paul?
Paulo.
Of course it is. What a dickhead I am. Yeah. So Paulo Clemente. Right. You're him. So you got a little bit of cash. Let's say I don't know 15, 20 mil.
Apparently the kitty is 30 mil.
Actually, in Britain, it's referred to as a war chest.
War chest. Well, if you're the Daily Mail, though, it's a kitty. That's what the article
Transfer
said.
kitty, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sun is the war chest. # war chest.
Yeah.
So what's your priority? Say you probably get 2 or 3 in. I think it's probably hard to get more than that.
Priority winger, center half. Those are the top 2.
Yeah.
I would say.
And if you can get a left back to replace Neil Taylor, then do it.
Yes. They're not going to, but
no.
Just play Kingsley. It's much better. We all know this. If Kingsley doesn't start, Taylor might start against Hull on the weekend in the FA Cup.
Because we're playing the reserves, the new reserves.
Right, and that's Taylor. Kingsley's got to start against Arsenal.
Was that the next game after that?
Yeah.
That's home, though.
Arsenal at home.
We know they're very weak away from home, as we saw today.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
But I don't even know who would be available. Like, what? Is this Narsting thing? Is that still going to happen for the winger?
Well,
because they said there was
there's a deal. There's a deal
principle.
reached with PSV.
How not with him?
But yeah, apparently other teams are chasing him. Only $4 million is the tag, apparently.
But is his contract up at the end of the season? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can get him on a deal. Liverpool want him apparently, but he's not going to play for them.
He will until Mane comes back in a month.
Yeah,
he'll get 4 games. Poor little fella.
So I feel like, the agents. I think the agents run this more than the players do, and they obviously want the most money, or the player to be able to earn the most wages.
Yeah.
So that they get more of the cut. But if you're talking to the player himself, do you want to play or do you not want to play? That's what it always comes down to, for me. It obviously doesn't for them.
I would go to Swansea, and then you want to make sure you negotiate kind of a reasonable relegation release clause or just a general minimum fee release clause. So that way you do well for 6 months. Then maybe
if they don't make it, then
you're good. Or even if they do stay up, but you've done and you've been a big part of that, then other teams can pop in a bid and you can negotiate from there.
Right. So he's one. Alex Vidal from Barcelona at center half. Why are you shaking your head?
He's a right back.
But he can also play center half.
No, that's not. If you're going to sign and play him at full back, don't put him in the middle.
Well, that's fine. Then you can play Not on the left and play him on the right.
And he won't come anyway.
No.
Why would he?
Well, he doesn't play.
I'd rather play for Barcelona reserves than Swansea.
That's a good point. I'll have some more.
I've met Leo Messi.
Oh, God. Let's get it in
Oh, boy.
That'd be good. So.
Yeah, I know, actually. If only I had a Jack's pizza upstairs, we could
slap a couple of those on there.
Just quadruple the value of the pizza with each slice.
But yeah, I apparently...
Old Davy Selke.
Davy Selke could be a nice little signing. If that's the recent rumor. Mm-hmm. That would be a good signing.
You might not recall this. He was my guy in our much vaunted Olympic final drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
He was my guy until he got subbed off and his replacement.
Were you Dutch now?
Sean Connery. His replacement missed the crucial penalty, thus sparing me having to deck tall boy. But I drank one anyway because,
That was a great birthday weekend.
Yeah, it was good.
As we recall. Max Meyer, he was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Banged one in. Chuck
Oh, he scored and scored a penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, I had 2 tall boys to do.
Fuck you, Max.
No, Davy Selke would be a good one. But I think that